Changing fashions. A tendency of human beings everywhere, in all ages, which is of the greatest service to the archaeologist when he is trying to unravel his problems, is changing fashions. Take our own generation. In agriculture, the horse plough has been displaced by the tractor-drawn implement. In coinage, nickel has replaced silver. The small silver threepenny piece has been superseded by its bronze equivalent. In the house, plain utility pottery, or at least new design of ornament, has taken the place of the elaborately decorated tea services of Victorian times. Stainless steel knives are found where before there was labour-consuming cutlery of ordinary steel. We might run right through the range of human activity and find everywhere a replacement of old by new, so that an old object in use is a survival into the present, while the fashion of the new is more prized for its greater suitability. Side by side with this is a fuller appreciation of much in the art of past generations, which is unequalled by modern achievement, not in all fields but in some. Thus, old masters are sought for their timeless excellence, their combination of a high standard of artistic conception and skillful execution. The new takes its place here not necessarily because it excels what has gone before, but because the old ceases to be made when its executants die or stop production. After all, man's need of works of art as well as of tools and other objects of everyday use can obviously only be met from available output, even when that output is inferior to the things that were formerly produced. So fashions change, either because new inventions supersede old styles, or because a human factor, it may be death or economic pressure, brings production of some desirable object to an end. The employment of materials also shows a sequence. We have it in Britain in the successive uses of stone, bronze, and finally of iron for weapons of war and tools of peace. There is also a sequence in the style of workmanship, which is an indication of progress in the skill with which man handles the materials from which he makes his goods. In the case of flint implements, we have it in the advances from the first tentative chippings by our remote ancestors, through the well-planned but somewhat clumsy hand-axes of Chelles and Le Monstier, to a better and more serviceable object. Then there are the advances of Neolithic times, which in the end produce beautifully ground and polished implements, which must always remain fine examples of skill and patience. It is the end of one period of development, and is succeeded by the beginning of another, for here is a change in the material used for the best tools, and a new age of progress is brought in, and bronze is used for the first time in this country. It is clear that such a change and development provided materials for assigning, by association, all kinds of human workmanship to their proper place in a time sequence of man's progress. In architecture, the invention of new methods of handling materials and new appreciation in design produced a sequence which dated the work. The earliest pottery man made must have perished because of its imperfect workmanship and treatment. But some of the earliest earthen vessels that have survived are of extremely rough construction. And from this beginning we can see a development of design as time went on, and there is an obvious increase of skill in producing better ware. The different stages of improvement provide different types of pottery, and this enables experts to assign work in each category to its proper chronological place. Here again, then, every age has its own fashion or style. Greater efficiency in using materials, or an alteration, sometimes a decline, in artistic ability brings about the change, which an archaeologist can turn to good account for purpose of dating. This use of different types as a means of identifying periods of time is called typology.